let's move on. Stop punishing yourself, okay? Guilt can be a great source of depression, and there's no worse guilt than the one that comes from yourself. There's no point on punishing yourself. If you know that you did something wrong, go and apologize. But otherwise, stop punishing yourself. Whether it's your fault or not, stop punishing yourself. Life will take care of punishing you anyway, as you may know if you're feeling down and depressed already. So why would you add on top your anger against yourself? If you hurt others, go and apologize. Sort it out if you can. If not, get rid of it. Why worry about something you cannot repair? Now, if you feel that you cannot do it alone, consider therapy. That's what we therapists are for, to help you to get rid of past emotional trauma in most cases, or in many cases, okay? To help you accelerate the process of feeling yourself. But it's very important that you help us by not punishing yourself anymore. Guilt and self-inflicted mental pain will never help you to get rid of depression. Will only make you stay in the victim mental state. Now, depression and traumas. What kind of traumas from the past could cause depression? We talked just a little bit earlier about this when we were talking about the potential causes for depression. Remember, we talked about past life, past trauma, that you may have had in the past, whatever it was. We're going to talk about it in a moment. We talk about everyday habits that are leading you into depression, and we talk about the physical aspects of depression, organic, biological, hormones, things that are not working properly and are making you feel that way. Now let's talk about some of the traumas that are examples of things that may have happened in your life that have led you to depression, and you may not have realized it. Because I have a lot of clients that come to me and they say, oh yes, I was abused as a child, but I got over it. It's not so simple. I specialize in working with the subconscious mind, and I see a lot of clients that think that they have gotten over something just because consciously they have made every effort and they feel that, oh, I don't think about it so much. But then we go in hypnosis and we see that there's a lot there that we need to work on. So, physical abuse of any kind, psychological abuse, rape is a big one. Consider therapy for these problems. We therapists are trained to help you deal with this. It won't be easy to do it alone. These are very deeply ingrained feelings that you have, that you've been carrying for a long time. They are way past the point of the conscious mind. They are at the subconscious level. They have been absorbed, and in many cases this is the conscious mind. These kind of traumas, because the subconscious mind is a self-balancing mechanism, is as if the training happened in your conscious environment, and the subconscious mind under the critical factor has come in your help, has kidnapped this part and has taken it down to the subconscious. So now it's not here anymore. It's not at the conscious level of the mind, but it is still there. It's still alive. It's still an unresolved feeling that you are carrying with you, and you may have carried for years at the subconscious level of the mind. So make sure that if anything like this happens, psychological abuse, physical abuse of any kind, rape, consider therapy to get better. It's very important. Otherwise you will never be able to be fully happy. You will never be able to live life at your best. You can still have a pretty good and normal life, well-adjusted member of society, but we are talking about perfect health and happiness here. That's why this is called Optimize Your Life for Happiness. Now, let's talk about another point, and the other point is that your brain will naturally tend to balance itself out. Be patient. Be patient. Take it easy. Follow the recommendations that I give you here. Read good books. Take it easy. Relax your mind and your body. Meditate. Relax. Do the visualizations that I told you about earlier. The brain has, through the subconscious mind, its own mechanisms to make you feel better, and they are at work even when you are at your lowest point in depression. Just be patient, because they take time to operate, and they will take time to make you feel better. Therefore, this takes us to our next point, which is postpone everything. If you are depressed and feeling down, make sure that you concentrate on getting better. Make sure that you regain your energy. Make sure that you think and learn from this time. You analyze it with the curiosity of a scientist. And you learn from what is happening. But do not take any decision. Do not take any important decision when you are not feeling at your best. Do not take any important decision when you know, if you listen to your intuition, that you are not in a state to take any decision. Do not get married. Do not enter into a contract of any kind. Do not set up a business with a partner. If you are not in a normal and healthy state of mind, postpone all these kind of decisions. Make sure that you don't take any important decision because you are not ready. You are not thinking logically. You are not evaluating all the pros and cons of every situation. So people around you will have to be patient with you. Wait until you feel better. So be it. You come first. Now, as you do this, it's important that you concentrate on what I call the pyramid. So concentrate on the base of the pyramid. We can talk about Maslow and the hierarchy of needs, and this is the base of the pyramid here. And the base of the pyramid is about food and shelter and just health. That's the basic. Self-realization is at the top there. It's a luxury. But when you feel down, you need to make sure that you are taking care of the base of the pyramid there. And remember, the pyramid has 3 main points. One is sleep. So make sure that you do everything you can to sleep properly, because if you're not sleeping properly, you're going to take longer to get out of depression. Because when you are sleeping through dreams, your subconscious mind is releasing, venting out, particularly in your early morning dreams, all the negative feelings and associations that you have accumulated from the past, and they're being gone. But in order to achieve this, it's important that you sleep well. So sleep is almost the most important thing that you have to make sure that you're doing properly when you are depressed. And you may tell me, Javier, I don't feel like to do anything else than sleeping these days. That's okay, perfectly normal. Just let it be. Sleep as much as you can. It will help you. The second part is diet. Make sure that you're eating well. I know you may feel demotivated, you don't want to go shopping, you used to hate it before, now you hate it even more, there's nothing on your fridge, but make an effort. If you are not eating well, you're never going to feel well. So make an effort to take care of your diet as well. And finally, exercise. We're going to be looking at later why exercise is so important. It's not only about physical health, it's about mental health as well. But concentrate on the base of the pyramid until you feel better. Do not try any intellectual pursuits. Concentrate on going back to the basics, okay? Sleep, exercise, diet. Sleep, exercise, diet. When you are depressed, when you're feeling down, you can't cope with too many things anyway. So concentrate on the most basic ones. Go with these 3. Sleep, exercise, diet. Try to make them a little bit better every day, and you will get there. If you try to concentrate on more difficult things, you will find that you don't have enough concentration to do it, you don't have enough energy, you don't have enough motivation anyway. So go back to the basics. So let's look at the summary for these last few slides. Number 1, stop punishing yourself. Number 2, traumas may lead to depression. It's normal. Consult your therapist. Seek help. Number 3, your brain will regain balance. Number 4, postpone everything. Don't take any decision, don't get married, don't break any relationship, postpone any important decisions. And 5, concentrate on the base of the pyramid. Go back to basics until you feel better. Feeling better should be your first priority when you're not feeling well. Next, small daily steps forward. They have a concept in Japan called Kaizen. And Kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N, means continuous improvement. But it's continuous improvement the way they see it, working on all the little parts of complicated systems until they get it perfectly right. They get every little part perfectly well, and they pay a lot of attention to every single detail until everything works perfect. And that's how they in the 80s got to be the industrial powerhouse that they used to be, the Japanese. So remember that word, Kaizen, continuous improvement, always going forward, small little changes that will get you there. It's not a race, it's a marathon. Small little improvements, take it easy, go back to the pyramid that we talked about earlier, and remember, the turtle wins the race. You don't have to be the hare here, okay? Take it easy. Now, important things in a way, or the important thing is that you learn as much as you can about depression at this time in your life, so that you never go back to it. Or if you go back, it will be much milder the next time. The more you know, the more you understand yourself, the more you understand depression itself, the better you can help your friends with it if you don't feel it, if you don't suffer it anymore. But the more you have internalized all the things that I'm sharing with you here, the least likely you are to suffer it again. Now, talking about suffering, for a lot of people, suffering is associated with other people. But you see, when we are depressed, I'm sure that you will agree with me when I say that we tend to isolate ourselves from other people. For some time it's okay, because we need to regain our energy. We need to be alone. We need to be looking at the wall for hours, and usually people are not very happy with others looking at a wall for hours. They get restless, they get impatient. So it's okay, it's perfectly fine to get rid of people for some time. But at some point it's also fine and healthy and positive for you to start seeing people again. So I'm going to give you some little pointers there. Okay, very easy. Start slow. Start with 1 hour of company, of being in the company of other people, 1 hour a week. Then do it 2 hours a week. Then do it 3 days, maybe on alternate dates. Increase exposure progressively to other people. Don't you have friends, or you don't have any friends left? Go online, do your research. There are plenty of websites that will put you in touch with other people that will help you to meet others. Let me get some water because I'm running out of my voice here. Talking for hours. My big bottle of water there. So, next, another way to meet new people and to go back to the base of the pyramid that we were talking about before. Go jogging, or go on some hiking trip, some hiking club or something. That is always good. It's something easy. Anyone can do it, as long as you can walk, and you can begin to meet like-minded people, people that like to have a healthy life. That's good. That sounds good. That is something that you definitely want to do. Let me check, because the computer wants to give up on me now. Postpone, excellent. Now, another thing, expect gradual recovery from depression. Okay, realize and be realistic that things won't happen overnight, but pay attention to positive changes. You have to be realistic. The only thing that I ask you, if you want to get better, yes, if I'm helping you to get better, as I ask the same to my clients when I meet them in person, is that if you're using these videos, don't sabotage yourself. Yes, I don't expect you to feel much better than you actually do today, but at least realize and acknowledge your little positive changes and how things are getting better from one day to the next one. Pay attention to that, because it means that things are getting better slowly, gradually. Maybe you only notice little improvements here and there, but pay attention. Write down the good things that happen in your day. Ask others if they see an improvement in you if you live with others. Don't give too much importance to their opinion, because maybe they don't have a clue about you or how you really feel, or they haven't seen you in your worst possible time, or maybe you're a good actor and nobody realizes that you're depressed anyway, so they ask you, what do you mean if you're getting better? I didn't know that you're not feeling good, so what are you talking about? But it's always useful for those that have seen you down to ask them from time to time if they're feeling that you're getting better. Now, keep the faith that tomorrow will be a better day. This is very important. Just make that effort. Keep the faith. Now, another very important thing that will help you is to start journaling. Okay? Journal. Write things down. Write about your day. It will help you to get rid of stress, anxiety, to think better about your life, what you're doing, how you're living your life, and to help you notice those little improvements that you're doing from day to day. Now, as you journal, you're going to write in a free flow form anything that comes to your mind. You may choose to do it early in the morning. For some people, they prefer that, or late at night. But make sure that you're not too tired. Make sure that you don't leave it for too late, because chances are you will not do it if you're too tired. But do it. Journaling will help you. It will remind you of your progress, and it will remind you of the things that you can be grateful for. It will remind you of the things that went right that day. Make an effort to write the good things that happened that day, even if they were small things. It doesn't matter. Everything counts. When you are at your lowest point, everything that is not taking you there counts, because it means that it's taking you away from that state of mind. You can journal in the free flow form that I mentioned, just writing down whatever comes to your mind, or as a letter to yourself or to someone else. It doesn't mean that you need to send this letter anywhere, but it will help you to write down what you feel and how the day went. Now, talking about taking action and doing something like journaling, it's important that we stop procrastinating. But of course, when you feel depressed, you feel like to procrastinate all the time, right? Well, I have created a video about procrastination. You can find it, but it's very, very important. Just do your research, Javier Marti, procrastination, or ways how to stop procrastinating, I think is called, and you will find it there. Some very good, useful pointers there. But just right now, I can tell you: use lists, split tasks in lower importance tasks, prioritize, okay, and do this task one at a time, starting from the easiest one. Do them with music, that helps a lot if it's some task that you don't really like, and do them slowly. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. And every time you make any kind of progress, even if it's just dedicating half an hour of your day to do that task, journal about it, so that you remember that that day you did something good, you went forward. You took action. Now, let's go to a summary of the last few slides. So number one, small steps forward. Okay, every day going forward, always improving. Kaizen concept, the Japanese, remember Kaizen. Now, some social contact, 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week. Just make sure that you are socializing, even if it's a little bit here and there. Okay. 3, be realistic. Expect gradual recovery. You will get better gradually, slowly at the beginning. 4, start journaling. It will definitely help you. And 5, how to stop procrastinating. Subdivide into smaller tasks and start with the easiest one. Use music and you will eventually get there. Okay? Once you achieve some success on your tasks, once you are procrastinating less, congratulate yourself, give yourself some kind of reward. Good, let's go to the next point now. Check your state constantly. Pay attention to positive changes. Write down in your journal or anywhere else about the good things that are happening in your life. Make sure that you keep the faith, as I say, that tomorrow will be better, but make also sure that you are assessing your progress realistically without putting yourself down. Just try your best to be objective. Now, as you look back in your life and as you think about the state of mind that you are in now, think also about the past and think what used to motivate you. When you don't feel like to do something, when you're procrastinating, when you don't feel motivated, think and remember that there were things in the past that used to motivate you, even if they feel totally colorless and pointless right now. But think about those things. Maybe you used to like to skateboard or to do some knitting or some particular sport or to go to a particular place. There used to be things in the past that used to motivate you. Think about them, because remembering them, making a list of them may help you to get ideas of things that you can do again to feel better. Make an effort, think that there were things that you used to like before, and as soon as you list them, see if you can at the beginning force yourself a little bit, push yourself a little bit to do more of those things. Think about what you were doing, who you were doing it with, where were you going when you were doing these things. And you know, if you don't have anything else to do or you're feeling so down that you're wasting your time anyway, why not going to those places? If you used to play basketball, why not going around to the place where you used to play basketball? Who knows? Maybe you will feel better just seeing other people play basketball. Or maybe you will join someone and you didn't think that you would have a good time, but for the first time in a long time you had a good time. Why? Because you follow my advice here of thinking about the things that used to motivate you and you went back to them and did them. Think about how you can make them happen again, about how you can go back to anything that made you feel alive before. Talking about feeling alive, I'll tell you something else that will definitely help you. This is helping others. Helping others will help you because it takes away that kind of self-absorption that we have when we are depressed. You see, helping others increases your self-esteem, lightens up the pleasure centers of the brain, and it gives you perspective in life. Maybe you're helping small children and it's so nice to see that they have such a different worldview. They're crazy little persons that if anyone else in society were to act like them, we would say that they're out of their minds or they are drunk. I love little children. They're so funny and they're great to give us perspective. If you're helping animals, the way they look at you, how grateful they are when they receive some caresses. Just knowing and feeling that you're doing something good for these animals will help you to feel that you're a better person. And as your self-esteem improves, that will naturally connect with your general mental state, and it will be more and more difficult for you to be depressed, because you are feeling that even if it's in a small way, you are making a difference. Even if you feel that you are not getting better, you know that you're making someone feel better. Some little being, a plant even. It can be that you like bonsai, you like gardening or something. Just go do it. Just go help something. Help some kind of living thing to live a better life. Even if it's a plant, even if it's a flower, it will give you pleasure, it will increase your self-esteem, it will tend to bring a sense of meaning to your life, and it will definitely help you to get rid of depression. Talking about animals, get a pet. If you can, do anything you can to get a pet. It can be a turtle, it can be a hamster, but some of the best ones are cats and dogs. And it's something interesting, it's funny that someone say there's no psychologist like a puppy licking your face, sorry. There's no psychologist like a puppy licking your nose. And that's a great quote, you see. Dogs give you a lot of love and support and unconditional love in the way that only they can do it. And cats, I remember I used to have a cat, and the cat would look at me like, what the hell am I doing with you? You are such an idiot. And I used to love that kind of look, because it would give me perspective to my life. The cat couldn't give a damn about me or my life. And in some kind of a strange way, it used to give me a lot of perspective. When you see that the cat is sleeping all day and he doesn't care about anything, it's much easier for you to think, maybe my problems are not so important after all. When you see that the dog is so happy, so incredibly happy just because you went through that door, how difficult it is to feel sad or down when you see so much happiness around you. You see? I'm partial to cats. They're very funny for me. The way that they go about the business, and they only care about their food, and if you're feeding them, you're okay. You're not even important to them. You're just there. You're just the guy that feeds them. But dogs are also great. They're just all over the place and very funny, so very important, okay? If you have the opportunity, get a pet. If you live in an apartment or you're a tenant and they don't let you have a pet, try at least to have a hamster, a fish in a fish tank, have a turtle, anything alive that has a completely different set of priorities to the one you have will help you to feel better, so do it. Now, talking about a completely different thing, there's something that I was thinking about the other day and that I want to tell you. I was reading an article, and with Sunshine Hypnosis and what I do, I'm always trying to be at the forefront of technology and how technology can help my clients to feel better. I'm very, very interested, and if you have any tips or anything to tell me, get in touch with me, let me know about this that I'm going to tell you. I'm very interested in how to use technology to help people feel better and live happier lives. I have tried many different techno stuff in order to feel better, but I also have noticed that there's a kind of worrying trend in the future by which more monitoring is used, but at the same time certain techno cures, as I call them, are coming into the market, and they're selling the idea that a particular piece of software or repeating certain things in a certain way through a particular piece of technology will cure everyone. One size fits all. They see it that way, in a way. Be careful with that way of thinking. Okay, the way and the reason why you feel depressed or down may be completely different to the reason that the next person to you feels depressed or down. That's why it's important, if you can, to have personalized treatment if you want to get out of it as soon as possible. Now, you're watching a video about this, so it's not as personalized as it could be, but it's better than nothing. Of course, there will be technological cures, as they call them, that will also help you, will be better than nothing, but bear in mind that they may not fit you perfectly. that they may not go to the root cause of the problem. And this is very important if you don't want to feel this way again. So beware of techno cures. And let's go to the summary for these last 5 slides now. So number 1, check your state constantly. Make sure that you notice every time that you're improving, every time that you are feeling better. Number 2, think about what used to motivate you. Think about the past, the things that you used to like. Go back to them if you can. Number 3, help others as much as you can. Number 4, get a pet, a dog, a cat, turtle, anything, but do it. Explore this possibility. It will help you to feel better. And number 5, beware of techno cures, particularly as we go forward and you start to hear more about them. You will know when you hear them. Just remember that I told you this today.